Why the hell do you need a microwave in your laundry, I ask? What are you cooking?
Property manager Tracy is about to roll record on a B-grade horror.
The tenant was supposed to have moved out yesterday. I haven't heard anything from her, so I'm going over to ensure that she is gone. I have a horrible suspicion she won't have moved out by the time I get there, which is going to put an absolute spanner in the bloody works. So the grass, nothing's been done. I can see rubbish there. At least someone put the rubbish bins out, which is always a nice start. But yeah, let's go and see what else we can find. I'm not holding my breath. Oh, do you want a car battery?
Pity the poor neighbours putting up with a battery on the fence, not to mention a batch of butts and bottle tops on the porch, indicating regular sundowner sessions.
Oh, I just can't believe this. This is ridiculous.
The tenant isn't home, but Tracy can see all her stuff is.
Well, furniture. Like, they've obviously attempted to get out, but they're not out, and that's the difference. Oh, awesome. So this has been here for so long that it started to get mouldy underneath. Look at that. People can be such pigs, it's revolting. Oh, cool. You want some toilet rolls?
Worse, Tracy cannot legally enter the property. Maybe that's just as well.
I bet you this isn't even locked. Oh, there you go. Not disappointed. This was noted at the last inspection. I told her that she needed to get that fixed. Why the hell do you need a microwave in your laundry, I ask? What are you cooking?
Is it possible the tenant's been doing her laundry in the microwave and heating up her dinner in the washing machine? Do the point bags on the floor point to other types of cooking? Tracy doesn't want to know.
Oh, awesome. Yet another mattress, because we really needed one of those. I don't actually even want to touch it, to be honest. I just don't want to touch it. I'd hate to think what's around that corner, but...
There's every chance it's weed.
Lots and lots of weeds that need to be removed, and I'm not paying for it. It's going to stuff me up, to be honest. It's going to really stuff things up. So I need at least a week. I need to get the meth test done. She needs to give me back her keys, which at this moment in time I don't see happening. But until I get her keys back, I can't do anything else.
After being led up this very untidy garden path, Tracy's on the warpath. Heaven help the naughty tenant.
So yeah, not a happy camper. Told the tenant that she's got 48 hours notice and I will be entering that property. I will be changing the locks. Her stuff had better be out because she is in breach of her agreement.
Christchurch, Prue and Michelle have taken over a rural Rolleston rental owned by a retired gentleman and his wife.
It's a rural setting with his own home 40 metres from that. That, sadly, he let out to a couple of young, naughty, and I mean naughty, young men.
Prue is not prone to exaggeration. By naughty, she means making the landlord's life a misery.
So they had been holding this elderly couple basically under siege with vehicles and fires and damaging, farm fences, not paying rent. And then in the most recent inspection, he did a meth test and it came back positive. So there's been meth smoking going on in there.
After a train wreck of a tenancy, the good girls were contacted to saddle up, go to court and get them run out of town.
They just got worse and had like 6 or 8 people living there, threatened the life and safety of the older man when he became frustrated. His own family could not go and visit their parents, the grandchildren, nor the children, because they were so afraid.
Landlord Alan is thrilled to see the good girls. Today's the first step toward recovery of lost income, lost sleep and loss of septic tank capacity.
Look at that.
Alan advises the good girls to step away from the poo.
Oh, she's bottler.
But getting around poo is what good girls do.
Well, that's all part of the clean-up. So let's have a look inside.
Unfortunately, the sickly sweet waft of raw sewage pales in comparison with what Prue smells next.
Bloody disgusting.
Somebody's in trouble.
It's what they bloody deserved, Lord.
In Cromwell, a family of foodies has just vacated a lovely show home.
These tenants have purchased their own home, so we're pressed to get them out, get the property clean, and get people in so they don't have to pay mortgage and rent at the same time.
The landlords have been very accommodating of the family situation, but they've insisted on one proviso in the arrangement: to keep the kitchen brand new.
The owner and the tenants had a little agreement between them that main cooking would all take part in the garage kitchenette.
This cooking arrangement is just part of a deal that ensures no problems for either party at time of departure. And so far there haven't been. Rochelle's not expecting any dramas. Outside, all appears tickety-boo. Inside, all appears tickety-poo.
Oh, I can smell the food already.
Rochelle makes a beeline to the garage, where the kitchenette is waiting. It's well used.
Knives aren't clean. We can see lots of fat residue all down the wall. The bench top itself is sticky from the residue that's come from the wall. It's got a wee fridge installed. Filthy. Ugh. All food up in the top. This all needs a lot of extra work. Definitely don't want to be handing the property over in this state. Down in here we've got food galore just in the corners.
In the main living areas, more disappointment.
The sheets definitely haven't been cleaned. We've got lots of hairs. We've got some stains up on this one, so this needs to be laundered as well.
The tenants were required to get professional cleaners in to clean the place.
Because that dust is coming straight back into the house.
Rochelle wishes they'd used cleaner cleaners.
So the drawers, we've got socks and masks. Surprise!
At least Rochelle knows one part of the house will be virgin territory.
Okay, so now we've got the dining, living.
But it isn't.
I can already see some damage.
In Christchurch, good girls property managers Prue and Michelle are getting the grand tour of a rental used and abused by some young fellows.
Oh, she's bottler.
But these fellows have left a smello. It's meth.
They used to have that open like that
Right.
some days, but all the curtains were closed.
They've taken the smoke alarm down. That was one of those expensive,
Yeah, it was like that,
kitchen ones. Yeah.
I had several of those.
Landlord Alan has already done a test, and while a full clean is required before Prue can take this place on, it's safe for the good girls to be here.
So the cleaner's going to come and scrub all the walls and ceilings, steam clean, remove all the curtains,
And the blinds.
and they will all be cleaned.
Yeah.
And then they will be returned. The carpets must legally be commercially cleaned because that's part of the mess clean.
Yeah.
So all of those things have got to happen. I mean, certainly they've got to pay the cleaning.
The bill for housing these tenants cost Alan more than money. He's been through the ringer.
We were getting woken up in the middle of the night by the police coming, knocking on our door because we had a curfew and they were checking that he was actually here. We didn't know why.
Strangely, some areas of the house appear to have come through the ordeal remarkably unscathed.
Not too bad.
Even in the bathroom, which routinely suffers in tenancies like this, is gleaming.
There's a bit of old dribble.
Pretty good.
That's not bad. I've seen worse loos, but it needs a good scrub.
There's a reason the place looks okay. Mum spent the whole week cleaning after Prue gave her the green light.
These boys have very good parents. One of the mums was kind enough to say, look, I'll give it a good clean.
Prue's satisfied landlord Alan is safe. His investment is secure, and the very best tradies the good girls can recommend will soon be crawling all over this place to get it back to spec.
Anyway, we get the whole lot done, darling.
Until a new tenant can be arranged, security is now paramount.
They're not allowed back on this property.
The ex-tenants are going to be pursued for costs vigorously.
Oh, it's going to get interesting. Oh, it is.
In Invercargill, Inspire property manager Tracy has access to the interior of a house where a tenant got behind on rent and left the garden littered with mattresses, ciggy butts, bottle tops and assorted weeds. Word from the neighbours is that the tenant took heed of the 48 hours to take her muck and get out.
So let's find out what lies beneath.
Thankfully, the piles of washing have been removed, but that's where the tenant's efforts to clean up have ended.
Okay.
The place is in an absolute state.
Dirt, rubbish everywhere. Oh, look at this. The curtains have all been broken. This is a burn mark. cabinets haven't been wiped out. Wonder what goodies we can find in here. Ooh, gross. My cutlery tray's missing. Do I dare look in the oven? Hold my breath. Ah, lovely. No attempt whatsoever shit on the floor. I am not touching it this time. I think I'm going to run out of hand sanitizer today. Awesome, another burn. So this is another burn right in front of a fire. I purposely had this mat made, and I always tell tenants, if you're going to have a fire, you put a mat in front of them. If any sparks come out, you burn the mat, not the carpet. That's going to be an expensive mistake.
This tenant's left Tracy with a to-do list a mile long.
So first thing has to be the meth test. I've got a tenant moving in here on Friday, so the pressure really is going to be on this one. So I won't be doing anything until the meth test is back clean, which should be tomorrow. I've got cleaners organised, I've got carpet cleaners organised, the lawns are being mowed now, we should be good, but it's just added pressure to my job that I actually don't need if people do things correctly and as if they should.
Property manager Rochelle is inspecting a Cromwell show home that hasn't been left in show home condition.
Okay, we've got some dirty cupboards, dirty bins. Oops, that's popped off, and we've got lots of food residue under there. Food all under the seams here. Range hood, always left oily, so they are horrible. Tenancy states we need to have properties left reasonably clean and tidy, but I always like properties to be left how I would want to move into them, and I wouldn't want to find that. So we just got quite a few handprints down the aluminium joinery, so that all needs a good wipe.
Something else needs a good wipe. The feature window has views
Hey.
of poos.
Looks like we've had a family of birds having a field day out here. Mother Nature, but still needs to be cleaned.
Rochelle's working with the ex-tenants. They need to work with her. She's expecting 100% clean with sugar on top when she returns.
In the tenant situation here, they are wanting to break their current lease, so they are wanting to stop paying rent as quick as they can, but ultimately this is now holding me up, having someone come in and take over the property for them.
In Christchurch, property managers Prue and Linda have some good news. Tenancy Tribunal has awarded new client Alan nearly $1,400 from his former tenants.
Today is the day we're popping out to have a peeky-boo post-meth cleansing. And we're just going to go and check it out, meet the new tenants, sign them up, and hang a few drapes. We've come fully prepared with said stepladder.
Prue and Linda bring much more than a stepladder and years at the top rung of property management.
See you, gals. See you soon. We had to do all this because of the meth smoking. I don't know if I've mentioned that previously.
Up go the curtains, and down goes the landlord's blood pressure.
I'm hooking. That's correct.
Unlike the previous tenants, new tenant Melissa's overjoyed to have a lovely home to rent in quiet rural surroundings.
We've been in the motel for 9 weeks, Prue.
Oh, darling.
I know.
And knowing the show, she's keen to avoid being on it.
Yes, I've seen renters a couple of times, so yeah, it's always interesting to watch. So.
The curtain's up and landlady Annette is on site to meet the new tenant and the new property managers.
Here we are, my darling.
You'll be happy because you've signed it.
Yeah.
Just a wee treat from us.
Just so we don't get
For you.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's a pleasure.
Once again, the good girls take the cake for tasteful, effective property management.
Cool, thank you.
In Invercargill, Tracy's returning to the small but perfectly formed rental where the tenant deformed the entire landlord-renter relationship.
So this is just a 1-month inspection. So this property was basically trashed when the last tenant moved out. I know the property's in the right hands now. Oh, it smells better alone.
Gone are the dwelling's disfigurements that once blighted the place like smallpox on a medieval street urchin.
So the carpet's obviously nice and clean. Everything looks really, really good, as I knew it would. Yeah, so now this looks absolutely lovely. This is how I'd expect it to be. It's a really nice little property, this.
It's only a wee cottage, but the new tenant is already treating it like his castle.
Really good to see that the property's being looked after. I just need to get him a new washing line and he'll be a happy camper.
Tracy's earned the weekend off. It's home for takeaways and a movie. In Cromwell, First National property manager Rochelle is heading back to the high-end home that was not clean to her exacting standards.
We're heading back. The tenants have had a chance to rectify it, unfortunately didn't. So we've had professional people through and hopefully it should be all good to go for our tenants.
Cromwell being Cromwell, Rochelle's through the front door in 2 minutes.
Oh, that smells better. Ah, clean benches, yay. Oh, great. We have a lounge again. So, TV's hanging back up, artwork's finally back up, no more stashed in the wardrobe. Yay, no bird poo. Gone. So that's nice and clean, lawns have all been mowed, looking heaps better.
Looking better and smelling better, even in the formerly greasy, grimy kitchenette.
Oh, perfect, so much better. Got no more food, all up along here was caked in food, top shelf, nice and clean. Thankfully the sticky's all gone. That's good, so I'm a happy property manager.